My teacher took my phone during a midterm, so I made her classroom turn into chaos. My chemistry teacher, Mrs. Baker, had this rule. If your phone made any sound, she took it until Friday. No excuses, even for a tiny buzz. During our midterm on Tuesday, my alarm blasted from my backpack because I'd forgotten to shut it off after an appointment. Everyone looked up. Mrs. Baker walked over like she'd been waiting for it, yanked my phone out, and held it up for the room to see. "See you Friday, Riley," she said, smiling. "Maybe next time you'll be responsible." I wanted to disappear, but I couldn't ignore the real problem. Her phone sat on her desk every day, lighting up and buzzing. Sometimes she'd even answer it, mutter, "Important," and step into the hall while we sat there. That night, I opened my laptop, made a Google voice number, and saved her number with an innocent name. Next morning in chemistry, I waited until she turned to write on the board, then sent my first text. Her phone buzzed. She glanced down, frowned, and kept talking. 5 minutes later, I sent, "We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty." Buzz again. She paused mid-sentence, stared at the screen, then kept going like nothing happened. I sent another one. Buzz. Another one. Buzz. By the end of class, I'd sent a dozen, each dumber than the last, and every time it went off, a few kids would cough to hide a laugh. On Thursday, I leveled up. I copied real spam formats so it looked official, and I timed them for the quiet moments. Buzz. "Congratulations, you've won a free cruise." Reply stop to claim. Buzz. "Urgent, your Amazon order of 47 bananas has been delayed." Buzz. "This is your horoscope. Mercury is in microwave. Proceed with caution." Her cheeks went pink. She started tapping her desk like she was trying to outstare the phone. Finally, she grabbed it, shoved it into her desk drawer, and said, "Sorry, class, lots of important notifications today." By the end of Thursday, she started blaming us. She stopped mid-problem and said, "If someone signed me up for something, it ends now." She made us push our backpacks against the wall and scanned the room, eyes narrow. Then her desk drawer buzzed again, and she yanked it open like she expected to catch someone inside. She even wrote "detention" on the board in huge letters and said she'd start calling names if it didn't stop. That should have been the end. But after school, I saw on the school website that her contact page listed the desk phone number too. That was even better because the desk phone was loud and everyone could hear it. I set Google Voice to place automated calls during each class period, just far enough apart to keep her tense. The first call came the next day. The desk phone rang. She snapped her head toward it like it had insulted her. She answered, listened for half a second, then hung up hard. 10 minutes later, it rang again. She didn't even say hello this time, just slammed the receiver down when she heard the robot voice. Then it rang again and again. Mrs. Baker stared at the phone like it was cursed. By Friday, she was getting a call about duct cleaning, then solar panels, then a once-in-a-lifetime vacation deal. And the front office kept sending the secretary down. Each time, the secretary opened the door and said, "Mrs. Baker, you have another call." The class would crack up, and Mrs. Baker would look like she might explode. She tried everything. She unplugged the phone, then plugged it back in. She checked the cord. She stared at the buttons like they were hiding secrets. Nothing worked. The calls kept coming. On Monday, she announced it was our most important lecture of the semester, chemical bonding, and she sounded serious, like she needed control back. I sat there with my hands folded, acting innocent, and watched the clock. Right as she started explaining, the desk phone rang. She froze, answered, heard the robot, and slammed it down. She took one step toward the wall, then the phone rang again. She tried to ignore it. Ring. She tried to teach over it. Ring. Kids started laughing for real now, not even hiding it. Mrs. Baker's voice got shaky. She yanked the cord out, and for 5 glorious seconds, it was quiet. Then she plugged it back in to test it, and it rang immediately. That was it. She spun around and snapped. "Fine. New rule. All phones go in the basket at the start of class, including mine." She grabbed the phone basket like it was evidence in a trial. She dropped her own phone in with a loud clack and stared at us like she dared anyone to blink. Even the loud kids shut up because she looked ready to explode too. Then she marched to the desk phone, unplugged it completely, and said, "This phone is getting disconnected today, for good." The room went dead quiet as everyone lined up and dumped their phones in, and I just